I'm Joanna Small, the Public Information Officer for the Commerce City Police Department. It's Monday, December 9th, and these are your weekend high or lowlights depending on how you look at them. This is essentially our video blotter where we give you a rundown of the most significant incidents your CCPD patrol officers responded to over the weekend. But we always like to start these off with a few fast facts. We answered 365 calls for service and made 38 traffic stops just on Saturday and Sunday. Now here are those highlights in chronological order. Overnight into Friday, officers responded to an armed robbery at the Walgreens pharmacy located at 104th and Chambers. Now, we aren't ready to release many details about this incident just yet, as we are working with one of our statewide task forces to determine if it's related to several other similar crimes around the Denver metro area. On Friday, officers were called to a park in the 11,000 block of Fairplay Street for a fight between two juveniles who attended Prairie View High School. The fight resulted in one of the teens missing a tooth and involved a possible strangulation. The seriously injured teen was transported to a local hospital for treatment, and we are looking at second-degree assault charges against the other involved party. Again on Friday, officers were sent to a felony menacing call in the 6300 block of Siegel Court and learned the convoluted ordeal began over a dog fight. The victim reported that two men who he believed were neighbors threatened him with two different guns after their dogs had gotten into a fight. One of the suspects was immediately located and at first denied having guns, but two were discovered by officers in a vehicle belonging to one of the suspects. The vehicle was impounded for evidentiary purposes, and the suspect on scene is now facing aggravated felony menacing charges. On Saturday, officers were sent to the 7400 block of Oneida Drive for a disturbance. You likely saw this incident posted on our various social media platforms. We learned that a man had threatened and pointed a gun at another man renting a room at that property. Initially, the suspect was no longer on scene, but later the victim and others living at the property alerted us the suspect had returned, and we initiated a SWAT operation to attempt to take him into custody. Due to the fact he was assumed armed and dangerous, we surrounded the house, and the operation was ongoing throughout the afternoon and into the evening. Although we had credible information the suspect was inside, we ultimately took 4 other wanted parties into custody, but are still attempting to locate the suspect from the original felony menacing incident. On Sunday, officers were called to a search for a missing and endangered person reported to have several psychiatric disorders. The 21-year-old woman is known to be violent with law enforcement and recently attacked her caregiver with a knife. At this time, she has not been located. Also on Sunday, officers responded to a shots fired call in the 5400 block of East 60th. The reporting party said her teenage son saw 2 males outside his bedroom window, then heard a shot. They discovered a window was partially shattered and there were marks on the frame indicating a shot had indeed been fired. Outside of the house, officers were able to locate a shell casing. This incident is still under investigation and we are relieved to report there were no injuries. Overnight Sunday into Monday, officers responded to a residential burglary in the 10,000 block of Crystal Circle. The reporting party was not home at the time the crime was occurring, but did see surveillance footage of people inside the home stealing items. Multiple items, including valuable jewelry, were taken from the home. The victim estimated the total value of everything stolen exceeded $60,000. Now, if you have any information that may help us in this investigation, please call our tip line listed there on your screen. You can always remain anonymous when you do so. This last incident also occurred overnight and is disturbing. The victim, who is both deaf and mute, advised officers that he withdrew cash from an ATM, then proceeded to drive home. He was attempting to merge onto Highway 85 around the 6300 block of Highway 2 when he was cut off by a black Honda Accord. 2 suspects exited the vehicle and ripped the victim out of his own vehicle, then, with a gun in hand, stole the victim's wallet and cash before fleeing the scene. Detectives are investigating this violent incident. That's all for now. We'll see you next time. Have a safer week, Commerce City, and remember, if you need us, we are always just minutes away.